So today's Superman video is going to be a little shorter than usual, because that's what today's topic is. A Superman short. A very well hyped short at that too, because I can remember seeing rumblings about this one and being pretty excited. But also being a little disappointed when I found out it wasn't a full-length feature. As a matter of fact, I actually bought the Blu-ray not knowing that, so you can imagine my disappointment after the fact. Now that's not to say that it's bad. That's to say that I feel like it's not enough. I watched this, and I was left wanting more. If this was an episode of a series, I would religiously watch that series. Anyway, there's a lot to discuss when it comes to this short-lived, short-time team-up. For starters, both Shazam and Superman are once again played by their Justice League Unlimited counterparts. Those being actors George Newbern and Jerry O'Connell. And this would also ironically be right before Captain Marvel, Jerry O'Connell, would take over the role of Superman just a few years later. So, this could almost be seen as a passing of the torch moment. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Arnold Vosloo, who had a great voice for villainy, as he played the movie's titular threat, Black Adam. No! He definitely came across as menacing without sounding too cartoony or over the top. You know, he's not twirling his mustache in the booth, but he is absolutely the right fit for this. James Garner played the part of the all-knowing sage Shazam, and he comes across as an all-knowing sage. Exactly what you'd picture when you imagine a wise wizard. Upon researching this, I actually learned that this was his last performance before his unfortunate passing, and what a way to go out. A very memorable role and absolutely one of the highlights of this short film. Kevin Michael Richardson has a nice cameo, playing the part of a homeless man who seems very familiar with Captain Marvel, where in the end it's actually revealed that he's Talkie Tawny, a friend of Shazam's. Actually, to be honest with you, I kind of thought that he was going to wind up being the wizard the first time I watched this. This short just gets the characters right. I've always enjoyed the Superman-Shazam relationship ever since DC acquired the brand, making the once Captain Marvel start off as a fanboy of the ultimate superhero, which to me makes the concept of capes feel all that much more monumental and impactful, because they don't just save people, they also shape people. They give them the hope for a better tomorrow, something to strive for, something to want to be. And this movie showcases that. Heroes make heroes. I mean, I guess they also make villains, but that's not really the point. So I like that we see how Billy was inspired by the Red Blue Boy Scout. It makes who he becomes later that much more meaningful. And it also creates a fun dynamic between the two. What's great about this is it shows that Billy, even when he didn't have the means to stand up for others, it never stopped him from trying. Which is what makes a hero a hero. It's not the powers, it's the courage. The strength to stand up even when you feel weak. Which is probably why young Billy was marked by the wizard, set to gain the powers to protect those around him. And it becomes a full circle moment when the first person that he goes to protect is the one that inspired him to protect others to begin with. Still, even after being blessed with these gifts, Superman is still there to teach him how to use them properly, and what a misuse of them could look like and could turn into. Being that Billy is chosen, an ancient threat returns looking to end a hero's journey before it ever begins. Black Adam attacks young Batson before he even gets his powers. But luckily he does this as he's being interviewed by Clark Kent, who you may or may not know is not so secretly Superman, which gives Batson a fighting chance, as the two powers battle it out amongst themselves in the skies of the city. But unfortunately for Supes, Black Adam is powered by magic, which is one of Superman's greatest weaknesses. So the villain chases the soon-to-be hero through a subway system, and eventually leaves satisfied thinking that he caused the boy's demise. But instead, he accidentally leads him right to his origin, where the mystical wizard Shazam gives the boy the powers of Superman. And after he calls forth that wizard's name, he is given all of his abilities, which allows him to fight his soon-to-be arch-nemesis, teaming up with his idol and becoming what he always dreamed of being, a hero. This is a really cute movie. I really enjoyed it overall, but like I said before, I kind of found myself wanting more. Maybe not even more of a movie, but more of the product in general. It would be cool if this wound up being the start of something bigger, or just having it connected to something greater in the grand scheme of things. In the short time they made the product, there's so much to love about it. The animation is really good, the performances are really great, the story, for as short as it is really well written, and I highly recommend anyone check it out if they haven't already. At only 25 minutes long, it's not going to take up your whole day, and I think you get a lot out of this for its short runtime. So with that being said, if you like this short video and would maybe be interested in joining me in checking out the rest of the shorts that came packaged with this, and believe you me, there are some doozies, let me know in the comment section below by leaving a comment saying,
"His name is Shazam."
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.